over these Rochester Rhinos and try to get a goal, which we haven't seen a goal here at Legion Stadium this year.
All right, and we're underway. Rochester Rhinos with possession to start off. Yeah, like you were saying, Chris, two guys up top for Rochester, J.C. Banks and Alex Dillon. Those are two of the guys that are doing double duty last night, and tonight it was Alex Dillon that scored the goal, broke the tie in the 89th minute last night in Richmond, only to see the Richmond kickers answer just a moment later in a thrilling 1-1 tie.
One of the biggest things, Ray, that we saw early on last week with the Charlotte Eagles and these Wilmington Hammerheads, that this turf is tough to play on. Yes, it does settle down at some point to get a good passing lanes and strike on a ball, but it does some funny things. So not knowing what this turf does from Rochester's point of view, it might take a little getting used to.
Long ball down the left, and there is number 3, Alex Dillon. Goes harmlessly out of play for a Hammerhead goal kick. Some early pressure from the Rhinos. I know this home crowd here at Legion Stadium would love to see a goal from the Hammerheads. Like you said, no goals in the first 2 home games. For the game, Coach Irving was saying that one of the things they've been working on is getting wider and getting farther up the field, trying to put more pressure on the defense. See, early on they made a switch to the starting lineup, bringing number 10, Cody Arnaud in. Local product. What do you think Cody can bring to the game here today?
Well, he's certainly a fan favorite. He's been around a lot of different levels of soccer, certainly getting a little taste of the EPL at some point. Wake Forest University, he's a great kid. And I say kid, he's growing up. He's been around a lot of soccer. These fans love him. It's going to be great. If he notches one goal, that's going to do huge for his confidence and certainly bring up these Hammerheads.
And there is Arnaud, touches it back to number 2, Tom Parrott. Long ball looking for Arnaud. There's Tom Parrott in the midfield. Out wide to Sonny Jane.
Little ambitious shot there coming from
Paul Nicholson on the shot. It looks like it got deflected, though. It'll be a Hammerhead corner on the far side.
Cody Arnaud is wearing the captain's band tonight. I had said that Tom Parrott was wearing the band earlier, but again, I think Irving's trying to get him some confidence and giving him that captain's duty tonight.
Left-footed corner coming to the far post, knocked away. There's Arnaud with the shot, well over the top. It'll be a Rhino goal kick.
We had mentioned before that the conditions are just absolutely beautiful. The temperature's probably at this point in the lower 70s. There's no wind as of right now. That usually happens here at Legion Stadium right before sunset unless there's a storm brewing. So no wind factor at all with these two teams. So artificial turf, and they're just going to try to figure themselves out for a little bit in these early moments to get the first little strike on goal.
Hammerhead's back in possession. Taken back by the Rhinos. It'll be a Hammerhead throw on the near sideline. There's Yahaya Musa with the throw. Long ball, easily handled by the Rhino defense, headed back to goalkeeper John McCarthy. There's Arnaud maintaining possession, knocking it back for the Hammerheads. Once again, Alex Dixon. Hammerheads moving the ball around the back nicely. Back to goalkeeper Quillen Roberts, also on loan from MLS club Toronto.
Hammerheads seem to be taking their time a little bit and just moving the ball around, not attacking, seeing what Rochester is doing, whether they're sitting in. It looks as if they've had one or two counterattacks this evening, but being patient on the side of David Irving and these Wilmington Hammerheads.
It's a nice quick ball movement. There's Paul Nicholson over to Arnaud, dropping back into the midfield. There's Sonny Jane looking for Arnaud's got a break in the box. Oh, great movement. Sonny Jane knocked up in the air.
I'll tell you what, John McCarthy comes up big there with an absolute point-blank save. Wish we had some replay on that one, but surely Cody does a great job to send that ball across the middle. But I tell you, John McCarthy in goal for these Rhinos just kept that from being a 1-0 game in favor of the Hammers.
Yeah, interesting decision there by Arnaud. McCarthy cut down the angle there and decided to play it flat across the box for the shot instead of taking it himself.
That's a world-class save there, Ray. I mean, he's point-blank, gets off his feet. That's not an easy thing to do for these goalkeepers, but that's one heck of a save to help keep his Rhinos with a clean sheet.
Well, see, early on we see Cody Arnaud making a difference here for the Hammerheads. Already one scoring chance created. There's Arnaud back in possession. Knocks it back to Shawnee Faircloth.
These fans are desperately trying to get a goal out of these Hammerheads. As you said before early, Ray, 2 games, no goals here for these Hammers. These fans are one of the best fan bases in the league, and they deserve to see it. And that was, again, just not quite enough, but it's going to come. I feel it tonight.
Yeah, you can feel the angst in the crowd. You just feel like once they get one across the line, they're just going to erupt.
You see early on just the dangerousness of Cody Arnaud getting in behind players, so already seeing that he's made a difference in bringing a little life to these Hammerheads.
There's Sammy Ochoa dropping back into the midfield, but lays it out of bounds on the far side for a Rochester throw-in. Ochoa back in possession to Sonny Jane on the attack again for the Hammerheads. Rochester defending nicely.
Relatively peaceful game thus far. The center referee, Mark Katalesic, has not had to use his whistle in any way as far as free kicks are concerned. We're almost 10 minutes into this match. It's sometimes hard to say that you ever see that.
Long ball to the far corner, looking for Alex Dixon again. Unable to come up with it. Now here is number 10, J.C. Banks, in the corner with it. Looking to get a ball across. Well done by Hammerhead goalkeeper Quillen Roberts. Able to come up with it in a dangerous spot. He'll throw it out of bounds. Looks like Alex Dixon is down. Referee calling for some medical assistance. Let's hope that it's not too serious.
I don't believe Dixon was engaged in any sort of tackle there, Ray. Wondering if his cleats, often you see in this artificial turf that cleats dig in, player goes an opposite way. A lot of injuries at this stadium and also all across the country on this artificial turf of just by themselves, not engaged in any tackle. And it's hopefully we are able to see Dixon return to this match tonight.
Dixon's up, going off on his own power, walking gingerly. It looks like a left leg injury. See if he'll be able to return. As we speak, some Rochester Rhinos getting loosened up on the far sideline in case he cannot return. The Rhinos will give possession back to the Hammerheads following the injury, and we're back underway. We'll get you an update on Dixon as soon as we hear.
Dixon's still getting treatment over there on that sideline. I haven't seen any kind of sign that he's going to be replaced, but usually when they're out that long on there, unless they're getting an ankle tape, it's probably going to be a point to where he's going to be replaced early on in this match.
There's Sonny Jane taking possession for the Hammerheads. And again, that would be a big loss if Dixon's unable to come back. He was the lone goal scorer for the Rhinos last night in Richmond. Long ball look for Parrott down the far sideline. Be out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw.
Something to keep an eye on with these Hammerheads here are these outside mids. Certainly Sonny Jane came in late last week in the Charlotte game. I was really impressed with him, but the other outside mid that almost had the goal was a great save by the goalkeeper that would have tied the ball game last week was from Danny Lovett. So two good outside mids there for the Wilmington Hammerheads.
Christian Davidson pass intercepted, knocked out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw. Nicholson looking for Sammy Ochoa. Well, Chris, seems like we've seen a little more activity early on from the Hammerheads that we have in recent weeks. What are your initial impressions of how they've sort of mixed things up here early on?
Well, they're showing composure tonight. It's good to see that they are utilizing some of the midfield rather than just knocking a long ball, which has been a typical brand of these Wilmington Hammerheads over the years, which has been very successful for this squad. It's interesting for the viewers to see that. It is a true soccer game thus far in the 14 minutes where you've had a few attempts on goal. I think it's been a good match thus far. It's teams still feeling each other out.
Oh. Like Parrott going down in the box. Fans looking for a call. Play on, says the referee, but looks like there will be a foul called here on the far sideline on the Hammerheads.
That's Nicholson getting a little talking to, and actually
here is Dixon coming back on the field. It's a good sign for the Rhinos that he's able to return.
Katalesic, the center referee, had words there with Paul Nicholson after that tackle. It almost was a little retaliation for what they thought should have been a penalty kick, but that's his first little warning there. You might see any hard foul or anything else from that individual. Possibly what we didn't see last week from the referee, an early yellow card. Certainly there's been an early talking to in the 15th minute.
Looking for Arnaud on the far sideline. In the middle to Lovett, it's a little 1-2 ball, but a little miscommunication there. Ball going out of bounds for a Rhinos throw. Arnaud wins possession. More contact on the edge of the box. Be knocked out of bounds for a Hammerheads throw. Long throw looking for Ochoa. Wins the header, but easily handled by John McCarthy, Rhino goalkeeper. Good work there by Samuel Patron, getting it to Alex Dixon. But Hammerheads win possession, looking to counter. Nice job there by Cal Hoffer, the Rhinos. Another long ball looking for Arnaud in the far corner. He's able to get there. It'll be knocked out for a Hammerheads corner. So more positive work from the Hammerheads early on.
Set piece is usually a difference maker in the game here at Legion Stadium. We've talked about the width of this field, certainly narrower than a lot of fields in the league.
Going near post to Arnaud. Last touch by Arnaud, so it'll be a Rhino goal kick.
Katalesic, the center referee, having some words with Tom Parrott there. Parrott probably saying that they deserved a corner kick there. So early on, a few talking to from the center referee for the Hammerheads.
Rhinos come down with possession after the Andre Campbell header, but knocked out of bounds across the near end line. Ball played forward. Here's Patron with it. Defender Anua Abassi for the Rhinos, unable to maintain possession. Shawnee Faircloth having a little trouble for the Hammerheads, able to knock it out of bounds off the Rhino.
Shauna very lucky to get out of that situation with two missed clearances there. He's got to do a better job, especially with on-rushing forwards from the Rhinos there. He was very lucky to get bailed out in that situation.
There's Arnaud trying to put a little pressure on the Rhino defense. Arnaud unable to keep it in bounds on the far sideline. It'll be a Rochester throw.
Wilmington Hammerheads FC would like to thank the Heart for catering tonight's VIP set. Check them out on Facebook or online at heartwilmington.com.
Poor pass from the Rhino defenseman. Here's Ochoa playing it out wide. Coming near side to Yahya Musa. Good pressure on the long ball from Arnaud, unable to get there, however, and it'll be a Rochester goal kick. So both teams starting to settle in here, about 20 minutes into the first half at Legion Stadium. Had a couple of good scoring chances for each team.
Kyle Hoffer doing a great job for Rochester in that center back position. He had a great tackle early on, showed some composure right there. He's certainly the reason why he's the man in the middle back there. Kyle Hoffer, the number 6 jersey for Rochester.
We were down field level just before the game, and you and I had both noticed that Rochester has a fairly significant size advantage. We see that early on, being able to win a lot of these long, high balls the Hammerheads like to play.
I do believe that's one of our first calls for a foul of the evening. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I believe you are.
22 minutes into the game, or in the 22nd minute. Center referee Mark Katalesic using the whistle for the first time in the way of a free kick.
Long ball looking for Sonny Jane, knocked to the goalkeeper John McCarthy, and he immediately looks for Alex Dixon long. Shawnee Faircloth able to knock it out of bounds, stopping the threat momentarily. Arnaud coming all the way back to the defensive third of the field to depossess Dixon, and he's fouled. It'll be Hammerhead free kick. So Arnaud all over the field early on here, trying to take advantage of his first start of the season. Ball just going over the sideline on the far side of the field for a Hammerhead throw. Rhinos back in possession, but Tom Parrott able to intercept that pass, but played back to Nicholson, around to the far side to Andre Campbell. Nicholson coming out with it, able to switch fields, near side to Yahya Musa. Long ball to the near side, looking for Dixon, just over his head, out of bounds. Ochoa able to keep it in, and Arnaud with a nice touch coming down with it. So nice ball and looking for Nicholson. Good defensive effort by the Rhinos.
Great tackle coming out of the back there for Rochester. That was certainly a chance for Nicholson to get in, and here we are looking at a counterattack.
Long shot from J.C. Banks from an awkward angle, but had a good look at it. Quillen Roberts able to come up with a save, however.
soccer programs in our community. They're the largest automotive group in eastern North Carolina, with franchises in Wilmington, Jacksonville, Goldsboro, and Swansboro. Visit one of our seniors and showrooms today, where every new car comes standard with a lifetime warranty. Fans, a reminder, the Port City Firm has a raffle tonight. You can get one ticket for $1 or 6 tickets for $5. The proceeds will benefit the Miracle League of Wilmington, and the drawing will be made at halftime. You must be present to win.
While we have a break in the action, fans, I'd like to remind you that for scores, stats, news, and more, they are exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. So visit the website to find out more stuff on your favorite USL Pro teams and players. Still live here from Legion Stadium, Rochester Rhinos and the home team Wilmington Hammerheads deadlocked at 0-0 in the latter parts of the 27th minute here at Legion Stadium. Ball knocked around in the air a few times by the Rhinos. Hammerheads able to clear. Foul called on Nicholson from the Hammerheads. It'll be a Rochester free kick. Looked like he may have just gone in studs up there. Big point of emphasis with a lot of referees.
Center referee keeping an eye on Nicholson. He had a heavy foul over on the far side earlier in the game, and that was a second foul there. Wouldn't be surprised if another foul from Nicholson earned him a yellow card caution in the first one of the evening.
Throw looking for Arnaud, tries to flick it on, but intercepted. Rochester goes out wide to the far sideline, knocks it into the middle. There's Patron. Just a little disconnect there between.
Yeah, certainly Patron would want that back again. He went to reach for the ball, and it was the classic. The other foot hit it out of bounds, and certainly an embarrassing point of a player's game. He'd definitely wish to get that one back again.
Ball knocked all the way back. Christian Davidson, the Hammerheads.
Davidson, another local product, having played his college at UNC Wilmington just right up the road. Aiden Heaney and his staff producing some good players, one of them having a game-saving save last week in goal for the Charlotte Eagles in a Brock Duckworth. But Davidson doing a good job. He's a fine young man. And again, it's neat to play pro ball right where you played college soccer.
Ball knocked out off of Alex Dixon. It'll be a Hammerhead throw here. Yahya Musa throwing it in. Tom Parrott looking for Arnaud once again. Arnaud caught pushing off at the top of the box. Sneaky little move with the hands there, but referee right on top of it.
Yeah, pretty much get a two-handed bobsled push off of that. You're going to see it right in front of everybody. No one reacted as far as certainly knowing that call was going against Cody Arnaud up there.
Rhinos looking long, far side. Looked like it might have been offsides there, J.C. Banks, but no call. Andre Campbell able to take possession away, but unable to clear.
Almost a costly turnover there. And
there's Daniel Lovitz, overzealous tackle there, and gets called for the foul.
Don't think there was much intent there. It was sort of the Rhino player stepped in front of him as he was trying to win the ball, and the Rochester player just stopped, and Hammerhead players kept on coming. So certainly not a malicious tackle there, but certainly something that center referee needed to call there.
Nicely chested down for Alex Dixon, but his chance goes well over the top of the bar. The Hammerhead goal kick. Tom Parrott once again having a little discussion with the center referee. So a little over halfway through the first half here, Chris, and I think two most active players we've seen have been number 10, Cody Arnault for the Hammerheads, and then number 3, Alex Dixon for the Rhinos.
I tell you, Tom Parrott is just absolutely wearing this center referee out. To guarantee at some point Catalesic's going to have enough with him and possibly show us some color, but he is in his ear every single play here.
Parrott, one of the mainstays here for the Hammerheads over the last couple of years, really a team leader. So a lot of times you'll see that. A lot of gripes from other players being handled by one of the veterans.
To go back to your comment about Cody Arnault and the Hammerheads, I think they have had the better of the play here. Certainly both teams playing from 18 to 18. I feel the Hammerheads have had 1 or 2 extra chances. So certainly being in favor tonight so far in this match, in my opinion.
Another foul called there on the Hammerheads, this time Sammy Ochoa on the far sideline. And Jimmy Banks heading it out of bounds. Be a Hammerhead throw for Andre Campbell on the far side. Rhinos long ball at the far sideline looking for Banks. Christian Davidson able to knock it out of bounds. Let the Hammerheads defense regroup. They are coming near side to Anua Abasi. Johnny Mendoza, look, offside flag goes up. Looks like they got Josimar Sanchez just a step or two offsides.
Rochester very fortunate in having Dixon back in this game. He took a little knock earlier, but you certainly can see the pace on the young man. He's caused a few situations early on.
And here they are looking for Dixon again. Nice job by Yahya Musa heading it back to Quillen Roberts. Yeah, that would have been a really unfortunate thing for the Rhinos. As you mentioned earlier, having 8 new starters tonight from last night, really testing the Rhinos' depth. Here we have Johnny Mendoza, 23, trying to get a cross in, but unable to. Nice job by Ashani Faircloth from the Hammerheads. Sammy Ochoa from the Hammerheads unhappy with that call. Apparently out on him for a Rochester throw-in.
Tell you what, if you have the ball at your foot and you let it go, you better be sure that it was off of another player.
Nice one touch looking for number 23, Johnny Mendoza, but Hammerheads doing a nice job in the back. Played far side to Lovitz. Now looking for Tom Parrott up the far sideline. Easily handled by the Rhino defense. Quillen Roberts with it now for the Hammerheads. Letting his guys get pushed forward. Our long ball looking for Arnaud in the far corner. He's able to get there. Knocked out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw. Looks like Davidson will come from his left back spot to try to put a long throw into the box here for the Hammerheads. Possibly looking, goes short. Out of bounds once again for a Hammerhead throw. Trying to do a little two-man game there with Lovitz. Here's the long throw, looking for Ochoa. Ball cleared away. Yahya Musa with it at midfield for the Hammerheads.
Once again, the Hammerheads doing a great job to keep the ball, put the pressure on, just can't really seem to get dangerous again in the final third. Rochester doing a good job to defend there, Ray. Hammerheads still tipping the scales as far as possession's concerned.
Long ball headed out by the Rhinos. Here you see Davidson again on the far side for the throw. As once again, look for Ochoa. Ochoa able to get on it. Rhinos back in possession. Hammerheads pressuring the back four. Nice job finding some space there. Oh, and there's Danny Lovitz tracking back to win possession. Tom Parrott up top to Ochoa. Both Ochoa and Arnaud doing a nice job coming back to the ball and having some guys run off of them.
You know, I'd like to say that a bunch of players that played last night, I could see them sitting in at home a little bit.
Port City Firm, vocal part of the fan base here for the Wilmington Hammerheads, unhappy and again with a call from the center referee. It was a handball, looked like, called.
Rhinos coach Bob Lilly up off the bench. He certainly thought that that was a tackle that should warrant something as far as a booking is concerned. He's over there. He's irate about something. Fans certainly not happy with the way that call, and making a call over there, as you had mentioned, in front of the Port City Firm, the official support group of these Wilmington Hammerheads. Very boisterous, flags flying over there and drums and everything else, and descriptive play there on the referee for these firm members that weren't real happy about that call.
Ball going down the right side. A foul called on Arnaud. This will be a free kick for the Rhinos. While we have a quick break in the action, I'd like to remind all you social media fans out there to visit the USL Pro fan page at facebook.com/USL Pro. Ball headed forward from Parrott, looking for Ochoa. A nice job fighting for possession. Brought down by Faircloth. And Davidson will go all the way back to Quillen Roberts. Nice touch there. Patron to Dixon, back to Patron, the far side. Got some space. Able to get a shot off, but chance goes wanting over the top. Doesn't trouble Quillen Roberts at all. That shot from midfielder Josimar Sanchez of the Rhinos.
Shot facing Quillen Roberts there, certainly in no danger, does a good job. And Hammerheads did a real good job there as getting defenders back behind the ball. Rochester seemed to be in a little bit of a counterattack, but Hammerheads did a great job to recover and clog up all the lanes and really just have an easy shot for Quillen Roberts to watch over the bar.
Nice sliding challenge from Dixon, able to win possession from Sonny Jane. I'll go out of bounds for a throw here for Anua Abasi. Time winding down here in the first half. Just a couple more minutes as we enter the 44th minute of action here at Legion Stadium. Dangerous foul there. Looks like Andre Campbell down for the Hammerheads. May have been some head-to-head contact there as they're battling for that 50-50 ball.
I'd be surprised here if Patron doesn't pick up a yellow card. Certainly a harsh talking to, but Catalesic needs to be very careful in this situation. There's been some hard fouls from the Wilmington standpoint and also some conversations that they're in the ear of Catalesic, but he's letting one go here, so he's got to keep an eye on that this doesn't get out of hand for these players.
Free kick played short to Parrott. Now looking long for Arnaud. Able to get a head on it. Ochoa still battling for it. Patron with a careless touch, and there's Nicholson. A foul on number 23, Johnny Mendoza. Paul Nicholson doing a great job in the midfield, able to win a free kick there for the Hammerheads in a fairly dangerous position. Around about 35 yards out. Probably a little too far out to see a direct shot on goal from here. We'll see what kind of approach the Hammerheads go with here. Got Danny Lovitz and Sonny Jane over the ball. Got a couple of big fellas in the box. Defender Shawnee Faircloth and forward Sammy Ochoa, two big targets in the middle that they can look for. Ball played in from Lovitz. Nicholson able to track it down and keep it in for the Hammerheads. Another long ball played, but goalkeeper John McCarthy able to come up with that. We're now into extra time here in the first half. Fourth official has said there'll be 2 minutes of extra time. Still 0-0 here at Legion Stadium.
Once again, we've gone almost 45 minutes without these hometown fans seeing a goal out of these Hammerheads. So as time goes on, that monkey on the back for these Hammerheads are really getting these fans anxious to put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think the lack of scoring here at home, that could be one reason to see an early entrance of 18-year-old Jordan Hamilton from the Toronto Football Club. And there's the first half whistle. First half ends, still 0-0. Home team Wilmington Hammerheads tied with the visiting Rochester Rhinos. We'll be back momentarily with some first half recap, a look ahead for the second half, and some messages from our sponsors. You're listening to Wilmington Hammerheads Soccer on YouTube Live.
Fans, please join us in welcoming participants from the Miracle League of Wilmington. These extraordinary girls and boys will be participating in a relay race against our mascots. The board of directors would like to thank the Hammerheads organization, their partners in the Gator Soccer Club, and you, the fans, for making this easy to rally. We'd also like to remind you that TVC Field at Brack Stadium recognizes the need for a fun, safe environment for all. Made from a rubberized surface, players do not have to worry about the impediments, allowing users with mobility devices to join in the excitement. Directly adjacent to the field, visitors will find the widest accessible playground in southeast North Carolina. Double wide ramps and multiple elements are designed for people with autism to make the playground a special place for children with and without disabilities. The Miracle League of Wilmington's facility is located in Olson Park near Laney High School. For more information, stop by the Miracle League of Wilmington's information table or visit their website at miracleleaguewilm.org. ticket number 652-909. Again, that's ticket number 652-909. Please come to the press box to claim your prize. Here's tonight's lucky winner.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Legion Stadium. USL Pro match between the Wilmington Hammerheads and Rochester Rhinos. But don't forget, fans, that you can still sign up for the 2014 series of Wilmington Hammerheads youth soccer camps all summer long. Soccer camp is a great opportunity for boys and girls to develop their overall playing ability and their love of the sport. Campers will receive unparalleled coaching and instruction from the Hammerheads players, coaches, and staff in an enjoyable, friendly environment. Learn more about the camps and how to sign up by logging on to their website at www.wilmingtonhammerheads.com. The broadcast of this match is authorized by the Wilmington Hammerheads. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the club is strictly prohibited. Tonight's match was produced for the Hammerheads by Turbo Sports Group, the official video production company of the Hammerheads. Don't miss our next broadcast as the Hammerheads play host to Charleston Battery 2 Saturdays from tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Watch it live right here on the official Wilmington Hammerheads YouTube channel. And coming up next, we'll get you caught up from all the action in the first half, as well as have the second half kickoff for you. You're watching Wilmington Hammerheads Soccer on YouTube. We're back at Legion Stadium. Players have taken the field, and we're almost ready for action in the second half kickoff. Chris, we had a pretty entertaining first half, albeit no goals, but a couple of good chances. Tell me your first impressions of the second half and what you look forward to being keys of the second half.
It'll be interesting to see if the three guys that played last night for Rochester stay on the field. I felt Wilmington had the better side of possession of play in that first half. Certainly the run that the Cody Arnaud made down the right side, center in the middle. Goalkeeper John McCarthy made a great save. Definitely a goal-saving opportunity. Big time, they all are when he makes a save, but that was a big time that the Hammerheads should be 1-0 up in this game.
Okay, we'll see if the Hammerheads can take advantage of their chances here in the second half. Again, they have not scored a goal yet this season at home. Underway here in the second half. Hammerheads be traveling from right to left on your screens at home. Rhinos from Rochester in the green and yellow jerseys going from left to right. Good pressure from Lovitz, knocked out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw.
Had a chance at halftime, Ray, to talk to both coaching staffs. Didn't talk to the head coaches, but both sides are frustrated with the refereeing thus far. They feel it's been a little inconsistent on the harder stuff, a little chippy.
Hammerheads look to Arnaud in the box. Able to knock it across, and there's Sammy Ochoa with it at his feet, but knocked down. And now cleared away by the Rhino defense. Some early pressure from the Hammerheads. That's an interesting point you bring up about the officiating. A lot of seemed like fairly one-sided as far as fouls were concerned in the first half. A lot more fouls on the Hammerheads than the Rhinos. Hammerheads continue to put on pressure here. It'll be knocked out of bounds. Number 2, Josimar Sanchez, and there'll be a throw in here near side for Hammerhead defenseman Christian Davidson. Throw to the near post, flicked on by Sammy Ochoa. Sonny Jane lets it travel across the far end line for a Hammerhead throw. Goes short to Yahya Musa, who plays it into the box. Again looking for Ochoa. Punched away by McCarthy. Nice ball from Lovitz to the far side, and Sonny Jane. Tries to take big Anua Obasi off the dribble, but that's knocked out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw.
Keep an eye on these long throw-ins. Davidson's got a big toss and narrow field here. Makes it dangerous for him to get a ball into the mix here. Bunch of grabbing, holding, and down in the box. Catalesic center referee gets down there and tells everybody to just calm down and cut it out. Let's see where we are.
Long throw looking for Ochoa, but like a little too much contact there in the box. Be a free kick for the Rhinos. Looks down behind that left-hand side goal. We've got every member of the Hammerheads bench warming up, so it doesn't look like Coach David Irving is going to be afraid to pull the trigger on some substitutes. Well, flicked on from Parrott. Arnaud looking to get into that, but goalkeeper McCarthy, good instincts to come out and clear that away. Some more good pressure from the Hammerheads early on here, 49th minute, second half from Legion Stadium. Ball headed out wide by Ochoa to Sonny Jane, but he was just a couple steps offside.
Hammerheads continuing to put pressure on Rochester here. 3 or 4 minutes into the second half. I don't even recall that Rochester's been across midfield much in this half. Certainly nothing in a building or attacking manner.
Well, certainly as the second half wears on, you might see the fatigue of playing back-to-back nights start to set in for the Rhinos.
not only playing but the travel. They did fly.
Long ball. There's Arnaud trying to get onto the end of this, and he will. See if he can get some help up into the box. Ball knocked out of bounds. Be another throw for the Hammerheads on the far side.
As I said, they did fly, which does take a little bit a better toll on the legs than riding a bus, as so many of these USL teams do. But they did drive down from Richmond. But playing, you're right, playing back-to-back nights is tough.
Long throw, looking for Ochoa again, headed away. There's Andre Campbell. Not quite on his attempt at a little half volley there. Goes well over the top and out of bounds for a Rhino goal kick.
We'd like to thank tonight's game night sponsor, Wilmington, for their continued support of the Hammerheads, as well as their support of soccer in our community. Sports medicine taking it to a new level, helping rehabilitate patients so they can enjoy their favorite sports again. Happy birthday to Taylor Patterson. We'd like to welcome our friends and hope she has a great birthday with Hammerhead. She's 9 years old. Happy birthday, Taylor.
Well, fans, I'd like to remind you to make sure you follow at USL Pro on Twitter for more of the latest updates in regard to league play. Back to the field, Rhinos in possession, making one of their first ventures into Hammerhead territory in the second half. Now Paul Nicholson with it in midfield for the Hammerheads. Nice one-touch ball looking for Parrott. It'll be knocked away. Fancy footwork on the far sideline from Dixon, but to no avail, out of bounds. Hammerheads throw, and here's Sonny Jane on the attack. And he'll be called for the foul. Like he might have got a hold of the jersey there. Goal kick from McCarthy. Rhino foul as Cody Arnaud goes down. Ball played far side from Lovitz, looking for Sonny Jane, intercepted by Obasi.
Arnaud's been a little quiet in this first half. I don't know if he's switched sides of the fields to where he hasn't been as centrally located. He's been hanging out on this near side here.
There's Andre Campbell near side, but knocked out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw. Long ball from Parrott. Sonny Jane on the far side, unable to handle it. And here comes Dixon on the counter for the Rhinos. Near side, Pat McMahon plays it down the sideline. Cross in. Nicely handled by Quillen Roberts, Hammerhead's goalkeeper at the near post. There's Lovett's near side. Nice ball finding Ochoa in the middle. Does a nice job to bring that down. Oh, nicely done by Lovett's. Look for Nicholson at the top of the box. Unable to get onto the end of that as McCarthy comes out to get it. His Petr Cech-esque headwear. Ball knocked high in the air. Looks like it'll go out of bounds for a Hammerhead throw. Far sideline.
Little breeze has picked up. There's a flag behind the scoreboard in the favor of the Hammerheads here, Ray. I wonder if that's going to come into play here in the second half.
That has been their style over the years, and in particular tonight, playing some long balls, looking for those two big guys up top with a speedy Arnaud and the big Ochoa. A little favorable wind at the back could help that.
Center referee has had stern words with a lot of people. Still haven't seen that first yellow card. Certainly it could play into it for some more physical play later in the game.
Lovett's with a nice move down the near sideline, but unable to connect with the cross as that drifts over the top and out of bounds for a Rhino goal kick.
Not a big fan of the decision there, Ray. I mean, you're inside the 30, 40 yards. Go ahead and treat it. You're in a distance that's closer than a corner kick. Pack the box, put that ball in, and they send it down the line to where it's really easily defended.
We got our first substitution here of the night. We got number 12, Stephen Miller, coming in. Number 11, Sonny Jane, going out.
Hey guys, we're all back on and we're all back to normal. So just keep doing what you're doing. I think camera settings look fine for everybody. Yes, color looks fine. Keegan looks a little hot though. If you want to bring down your brightness a little bit, Keegan.
There's 23, Johnny Mendoza, looking long. No one there for the Rhinos. Quillen Roberts comes up with it. Some shoulder-to-shoulder contact there. Andre Campbell and Josimar Sanchez from the Rhinos. Foul called on Campbell. A free kick for the Rhinos. There's Patron in the middle for the Rhinos. Looks for Banks at the top of the box. He drops it off. Nicely handled by Quillen Roberts. It was Johnny Mendoza on the shot from the top of the box for Rochester.
First true look for the Rhinos, certainly in the second half here, to where it's actually a shot that Roberts had to do something with and make sure that he was on his toes to defend that shot.
It's your first look at substitute Stephen Miller. Comes back to it, knocks it back to Andre Campbell. There's Ochoa battling for possession here in the middle. Brought down by Miller. Good looking chance here for the Hammerheads. You go outside to Yahya Musa.
Great opportunity for boys and girls to develop their overall playing ability and love of the sport of soccer. Hammerheads Youth Soccer Camp dates and locations are now available. The next camp is
There's a foul called on the far sideline as Danny Lovett's tried to cut inside. Foul on Anua Abassi, the Rhinos. free kick in a pretty dangerous spot here for the Hammerheads. Let's see if they can't get one into the box.
We're going to have another substitution for the Hammerheads. I can't see at this distance who's going to be coming in.
Oh, they find Stephen Miller on the far post, but he heads it down. McCarthy able to come up with it. Mishits the kick there. Yahya Musa knocks it back in. Got Lovitz again on the far sideline. A lot of extracurricular activity on the far sideline. Both benches up, trying to separate players. Looks like it's Sammy Ochoa from the Hammerheads. Could be Patron for the Rhinos getting into it a little on the far sideline.
Fourth official had to come off of his line there and step in the middle to assist Katalesic. Yellow card caution issued to both players that were involved. Looked as if it's Dixon. Dixon for the Rhinos picking up the yellow card there, and also I do believe Nicholson picked it up for Wilmington.
Yellow cards issued to Hammerheads number 2, Tom Parrott, and number 8, Paul Nicholson, as well as to Rochester number 3, Alex Dixon.
So in addition to Nicholson there, number 2, Tom Parrott getting a yellow card for the Hammerheads as well. And here we go. We'll get our first look at 18-year-old Jordan Hamilton, number 21, coming on the field on loan from Toronto FC.
He's going to replace Cody Arnaud, who's also exchanged or given up the captain's band to Tom Parrott. So Parrott, as like last game, will be the captain for the Hammerheads.
So we'll see what kind of stuff the youngster can bring to the Hammerheads attack. I know, talking with Irving before the game, he was excited to get his first look at him in game action. He arrived in town on Tuesday, got a chance to practice with the team Tuesday and Thursday, so still not much time in with the first team. Hard challenge there from Rashani Faircloth. A foul called as Patron goes down.
There's going to be 2 substitutions coming in, getting ready for Rochester. I tell you, all the coaches are up. I don't feel that they're really confident what's going on in the middle with the refereeing tonight, and it's been some pretty iffy tackles. That last one that we just saw there.
Log on to riversidedentalarts.com and register. Riverside Dental Arts, the official team dentist.
Players at some point, Ray, will take advantage of that, and here we see these substitutes coming in for Rochester.
So, first one appears to be number 8, Tyler Rosenland. He'll be replacing Patron. It looks like number 2 midfielder Josimar Sanchez also coming off. We'll get you his replacement momentarily. It is number 11, Donnie Smith.
Substitutions for Rochester checking in number 11.
Ball in the box. Dangerous spot here for the Rhinos. Played across the middle. Looks like Nicholson able to get ahead on it and clear it away for the Hammerheads. Ball touched out of bounds. Hammerhead throw. Andre Campbell coming up here for the throw. Throws it into the middle. Tom Parrott. Here is Nicholson, who's been involved with the majority of the Hammerheads' attacks. Long ball looking far side, Stephen Miller. Nicely defended there. Number 15, Pat McMahon. The Rhinos heads it out of play. While we got a quick break in the action, let me remind you all that Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer updates. And here we have Danny Lovitz near side, left-footed corner for the Hammerheads. Ball headed down and cleared away momentarily by the Rhinos. Ball got into a dangerous spot there. There's Stephen Miller a little bit late on the challenge there. Taking down Alex Dixon. Had a couple of words for the referee there afterwards. Another substitution for the Hammerheads. It's like number 3, Yahya Musa going off. I believe it's number 18, Michael Calderon, coming on. Another hard challenge on the far side. A yellow card coming from that challenge as it gets Tom Parrott down on the far side for the Hammerheads, still down. It was the recent substitute, I believe number 11, Donnie Smith, that got the caution.
I feel a little of these tackles could have been taken care of earlier on with a little bit of decisions for the referee to give some more yellow cards earlier on to maybe prevent this at this hour of the game.
Yeah, you know, it is really important for the referee to establish some consistency early on. There, the same two getting mixed up again. Tom Parrott this time called on the foul.
Both Parrott and Nicholson need to be careful. They both are sitting on yellow card cautions, so sometimes makes a player think about where they are in form of tackling and getting involved because they are on the fine line of staying in the game.
Miss-hit clearance there by McCarthy. Looks like we'll get another yellow card here. I think this time issued to Johnny Mendoza, pardon me, number 23, get the yellow card for Rochester.
Once again, I think the referee can help himself out earlier in the game. The last couple of tackles, he's been throwing these yellow cards. I mean, players are going to be lucky to stay in the game at this rate. I think it's something that needs to be done a little earlier to avoid this.
Ball cleared out of the box by the Rhinos, looking to counter. There's Stephen Miller doing a nice job tracking back, getting possession for the Hammerheads. Yeah, you're right here. Entering the 69th minute, just a little over 20 minutes left to go here in the second half. Still 0-0, but the action heating up. Nice one-touch play there from Miller and Andre Campbell. Back to Lovitz. And there's Nicholson taken down at the top of the box. That's number 15, Pat McMahon, on the foul. So this is a very dangerous spot. Free kick just outside the box. A little left of center on the field. So we'll see who they go to for this free kick. McCarthy trying to get his wall set up. I'm sorry, Chris.
We'll see the referee move this wall back. They are setting up. It's certainly not 10 yards away, so Hammerheads will have all four of them that are standing there will have a better look at the goal. This is a dangerous situation, I should say. Opportunity for the Hammerheads, situation for the Rhinos.
It's like we've got Calderon, number 18, over the top of it, and directly into the wall. Tom Parrott with the follow, but that goes wide. The Rhinos dodge a bullet there. Hammerhead's really unable to take advantage of that. Poor effort initially from Calderon, hitting about halfway up the wall.
Yeah, you got to do a little bit better with that to try to get that ball in frame, not to send it into the wall there. Calderon certainly would want that one back to try to bend it the other way around the outside of the wall.
Shawnee Faircloth tracking back with the long ball.
It's a blue out, so come dressed in Hammerheads blue as we take on our rivals and their friends. Tickets are available online or the day of the match. And fans, it's the 70th minute, and we're bringing back the YMCA, so get up.
There's Dixon at the top of the box. The offside flag goes up. It was a nice touch over the top, but it's a step or two offside. Hammerheads dodge a bullet there. Like leading scorer Jimmy Banks, the one caught offside. And there you get to see your first real up-close look at Jordan Hamilton as he's called for a foul on the far side. Good pressure on the ball, however. Like Sammy Ochoa called for a foul there. The Hammerheads, Rhinos go quickly with the free kick, looking long. Good idea there, but intercepted by the Hammerheads. Sammy Ochoa tracking back nicely to win possession, and he'll get a foul called on Alex Sundley. See if the Hammerheads can't get the young 18-year-old more involved up top.
Haven't really seen much out of him this evening. Again, he's only been on a couple minutes, but haven't been able to find the feet of the young man up top.
What a couple of months this guy must be experiencing, though. 18 years old, got his first action with Toronto in March, and now here in May, back with a new club in North Carolina, Wilmington Hammerheads. Seeing his first action here tonight. So I have to be a tough adjustment period for the young guy.
Well, I tell you what, it would be a great way to make your own home welcome if you could get these fans and get the first goal, because we are quickly approaching 3 games that these fans here in Wilmington have not been able to see a home goal by their home squad.
Got another substitute coming on for the Hammerheads. Looks like Sammy Ochoa is going to be coming off. And Michael Oliveira.
14, Michael Oliveira. He replaces number 9, Samuel Ochoa. The Hammerheads would like to thank the following sponsors: Alternate Phone Systems, BB&T Bank, Brewster's Real Ice Cream, PNC Bank, Scotsman Stores, UBS Financial Services, and the Wilmington International Airport. The Hammerheads would like to thank their outstanding
Ball finally brought down, but intercepted by Stephen Miller.
Medical Center. Doctors Al Marr, Richard Moore, John O'Malley, Physician's Assistant Craig Johnson of Ortho Wilmington, Dr. Michael Graybar and Dr. Kevin Johnson of Graybar Chiropractic and Rehabilitation Center.
Going wide to Johnny Mendoza.
Plastic surgery. Doctors Ed and Rosalind George of Wilmington Dermatology.
Up top, Tyler Roseline plays the ball into the box. That's headed away by Parrott. Not out of danger yet. Shot goes over the top of the bar, never troubling Quillen. Just like to remind you fans that every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Wilmington Hammerheads YouTube channel today. Ball being knocked around in the midfield here. Rochester comes down with it. Long ball looking for Dixon. Knocked out of bounds from Shawnee Faircloth. It'd be a Rhino throw near side.
Ray, Steve Miller took a shot on that last play. We need to keep an eye on him just to make sure he's okay. He's on the ball now, so I don't think it was as bad as the first half.
Sorry about that. Here is Hamilton.
This game has fallen back into playing 18-18. Both teams not being able to penetrate and get into the box here. Again, don't know if we're going to see a goal this evening. Certainly out of the visiting team, who seems to be just sitting back a little bit.
Nicholson coming up with it for the Hammerheads.
Wilmington Hammerheads FC would like to recognize and thank the Hampton Inn Medical Park for its support. Hampton Inn Medical Park, serving the region's medical facilities in all of scenic and historic Wilmington, North Carolina.
Long ball from Davidson, looking for Lovitz, headed out by Obasi.
Look for a long throw here again from Davidson. If I was Wilmington, I'd put everyone in the box. Got about 13 more minutes left. Go ahead. There's an opportunity to get everyone forward and get a long throw.
Score, stats, news, and more exclusively at uslsoccer.com. Also visit the USL on Facebook at facebook.com/USLsoccer. Every USL Pro regular season match and playoff game is being streamed.
Stephen Miller with it. Just wide. A good effort from Miller. Be a goal kick for the Rhinos.
Good opportunity there for Wilmington. It's just one of those things. You got to break the ice. I think once the guys realize that it's okay and easy to score, Ray, that it's going to come. But right now it's a huge, huge gorilla on the back.
There's a long ball looking for Banks. Andre Campbell comes out with it. Hammerheads back on the attack. Looking long for Hamilton. Ball played all the way back to Quillen Roberts. 80th minute here, Legion Stadium still scoreless. Wilmington Hammerheads, Rochester Rhinos, USL Pro Soccer. There's Davidson with it, outside to Campbell. Nice job bringing it down by Hamilton. Fans unhappy with that call. Paul Nicholson called for a foul as he looked like he had a good opportunity to get in for an attack for the Hammerheads.
Yeah, those are the little touchy fouls that just drive players crazy. I mean, you got guys getting on the end of cleats up, almost two-footed tackles, and then you just get a little touch on the guy, and the referee lets him off the hook there. Don't agree with that decision there in this stage of the game.
Coming wide near side, Johnny Mendoza for the Rhinos. 1-2, back on it is Mendoza. Headed down near post. It's Tyler Roseland unable to come up with it. Hammerhead's clear. A lot of contact, advantage. He will retroactively call the foul back here on Michael Oliveira. And a yellow card as well to go along with it. So 82nd minute, Michael Oliveira enters the referee's book. Another substitution coming. Andre Campbell going out for the Hammerheads. And number 16, Drew Ruggles, coming on. Free kick coming from the Rhinos. Looked like a handball call there on the near side from the lines judge. Time winding down here, 83rd minute. Still scoreless. There'll be a free kick here for the Hammerheads.
Again, I don't see much counterattack coming out of the Rhinos. Go ahead and load the box in, send it in, get a perfect service. This is an opportunity the Hammerheads need to capitalize if they're going to break this scoring drought.
Looks like Tom Parrott will be on the serve. Going in far post. It'll be knocked out for a Hammerheads corner. So they continue to put on the pressure here. Corner far side of the field. Parrott once again going over there to take this. See if they can't find Faircloth or Hamilton in the box. Goes near post, and that's headed away easily. There's Ruggles looking wide again, but that's intercepted. Chance for a counter here. No offside call there because he was still on the Rhino part of the field, but the counterattack stopped there from the Hammerheads.
Get a great cut at a great price. Great Clips offers online check-in. Visit greatclips.com where it's gonna be great.
Rhinos looking near side, nobody there. It'll be a hammerhead throw. Just 5, 6, 7 minutes possibly remaining here at Legion Stadium. Can the Hammerheads get on top, break the 0-0 tie? Been dominating the possession and the scoring chances here the majority of the second half. Chris, do you think it's just a mere inability to finish, or do you think it's something with the style of play here? The Hammerheads having such a tough time getting quality chances and putting them away.
Well, certainly you just don't see any dangerous attack up top. I don't know if it's the clientele that you have or the system. I can't put my finger on it. They've certainly had some opportunities. But really out of Charlotte, other than 1 or 2 times, of course, that they finished, I wasn't there's a
Ruggles to Miller at the top of the box. Great save by McCarthy.
Yeah, that's twice now that young man has saved his Rhinos. That one just an absolute laser, upper 90. Saw one earlier in the first half, point blank. That one from about 35 yards, and he's done a great job. I honestly think man of the match for Rochester is this goalkeeper in John McCarthy.
There's Hamilton able to get on the end of it. Just heads it over the top. Great opportunity for the youngster in his first appearance for the Hammerheads.
Little flurry of activity for Hammerheads here. They're desperate to get a goal coming up. I mean, we're coming on 270 minutes, 3 games that we have not seen a goal. I can't remember the last time in seasons that it's been such a drought.
There's Oliveira with it. It'll be a Hammerheads throw. Deep in the Rhinos' end. Rhinos looking to make a substitution here. Looks like number 24, Alex Sunley, will be going off. And number 17, Lance Roseboom. Well, into the box, like a handball called there on Hamilton. The Rhinos quickly off. The referee will bring him back.
Well, other than the little disappointment last night with a late goal by Richmond to equalize, I think, in this league, Rochester should be happy, although leaving it on the table and a little disappointed by not picking up 3 points last night. To get 2 points out of the road trip is decent in this league.
It's like there'll be another substitution coming from Rochester, possibly trying to just milk these last couple of minutes out of the clock. This will be number 22, Colin Rolfe, coming in. And Johnny Mendoza leaving the field. 89th minute here at Legion Stadium. Just momentarily, we'll see how much extra time the fourth official plans to put on.
There was some stoppages, of course, for a good amount of yellow card cautions, 1 or 2 injuries. I think we'll probably see possibly 3 to 4 minutes, but I think Katalesic, our center referee, might want to get out of here, Ray, and just try to blow it as early as possible.
Yeah, I would say he most likely will be hightailing it for the tunnel once that final whistle comes. There have been some unhappy campers on field level, both players and coaches alike, with some of his officiating. Hammerhead's back on the attack. There's Calderon going far side to Parrott. Looking long for Nicholson. Rhinos pick it up around midfield. A long ball, look for Banks. He's got a step. There may have been some contact there in the box. Jimmy J.C. Banks looking for a call, but in the 90th minute, it's going to be a tough sell. Looked like there may have been some contact, but
Well, it's good to see. You know, you want to keep the referee out of it late in the game. Two teams have battled all night. You don't want to make that decision. I didn't think that it was truly a goal-scoring opportunity that two guys were tugging on each other. Certainly a different world in that box to get that call. Fourth official.
There is Banks looking long, far side for Dixon, but there's Quillen Roberts doing a nice job.
What I was saying, fourth official on that far side did hold up 4 minutes, so that clock has started running to see 4 minutes of added time here in the second half at Legion Stadium.
Looking near side for Stephen Miller, unable to get there. Ball knocked around midfield. Hammerhead's finally able to come out with it. It'll be a Hammerhead throw far side. Time running down. Only a couple more chances for the Hammerheads or Rhinos to get forward and try to break this scoreless tie. Good defending by Obasi on the far side. Careless touch there. Hamilton comes away with it. And just as I say that, he's dispossessed. Rhino attack coming down the near sideline. There's Banks looking outside, but intercepted by Davidson. We go back up top. Oliveira. There's Ruggles with it. Hammerheads give it away at midfield. Chance to counter here for the Rhinos.
Great recovery there by veteran Paul Nicholson to come back.
Oh, he lets it go. Luckily, goalkeeper McCarthy was on his toes. Can't be much more time left here. Referee perhaps letting one or two more chances come about. Long ball into the box looking for Stephen Miller. Ball cleared high into the air. Nice turn. There's Hamilton with it at the top of the box. Doing a little too much dribbling, and there is the final whistle. So this USL Pro League match between the Rochester Rhinos and the Wilmington Hammerheads ends in a scoreless draw. Disappointing for the Hammerheads, although they did have some good action going forward, still unable to break this home scoring drought. Chris, thanks for joining me, and tell me a few of your closing thoughts on the Hammerheads Rhinos match tonight.
Well, as far as the fans are concerned, you know, they certainly want to see some goals here at Legion Stadium with the Wilmington Hammerheads. It's been a great, great fan base over the years here. But in all fairness, you've played 4 games in Wilmington, not all here, 3 of them at home and 1 on the road, and they've only lost 1 game. So it's not as bad as you think. You'd like to see some goals, certainly, and pick up points at home. In this league, you have to pick up points at home to be there in the end of the season. But the Hammerheads picked up the points so far on the road. So it's hard to see where we are this season. But, again, 5 points, certainly not enough to be there in the end of the day.
Well, once again, 0-0 tie here at Legion Stadium. Rochester Rhinos and Wilmington Hammerheads. We'll be with you 2 weeks from tonight back at Legion Stadium as the Hammerheads take on the Charleston Battery. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, and I'd like to thank all of you out there for listening to USL Pro Soccer on YouTube. For Chris Liebert, I'm Ray Stone. Good night from Legion Stadium.